Drake just found one of the wildest ways imaginable to make his return to live streaming by turning himself into the star of a 20 versus 1 dating show. And this wasn't your typical celebrity live stream. There was flirting, dancing, awkward moments, unexpected gifts, celebrity cameos, and at one point, Drake was literally barking on command. But here's the part that makes this story much bigger than a bizarre dating show. Drake wasn't simply looking for a date. He was reportedly giving away serious money, and in some cases, changing people's lives. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy celebrity news, entertainment stories, and the real story behind viral moments, make sure you subscribe, because there's a lot more happening here than what the viral clips show. According to reports and clips circulating from the broadcast, Drake returned to streaming as part of content surrounding Steak's 9th anniversary, teaming up with Kyle from Nelk for a 20 versus 1 style dating show. The basic concept was simple. Put Drake in a room with a large group of women, let the interactions unfold, and see who could survive the increasingly ridiculous challenges and conversations. But because this was Drake, things quickly became much bigger than a dating experiment. The rapper leaned into his familiar personality, confident, sarcastic, playful, and completely comfortable making himself the joke. And that's actually what made the broadcast work. Drake wasn't presenting himself like some untouchable superstar sitting above everyone else. He was dancing. He was joking. He was participating in ridiculous challenges. And he appeared willing to let himself look silly for the sake of entertainment. That is important because Drake's relationship with streaming has always been interesting. He's not just a recording artist anymore. He's a celebrity who understands internet culture. And this live stream showed that he understands something traditional television sometimes struggles with. The audience wants moments that feel unpredictable. One of those moments involved Lena The Plug. During the show, clips circulated showing Drake interacting with Lena, including a hug that sparked plenty of online reaction because Lena appeared to remove her wedding ring afterward. Now, this is where we have to separate entertainment from speculation. The clip is real and the moment generated plenty of commentary, but it does not automatically mean Lena was leaving her marriage or that something romantic happened between her and Drake. Social media is very good at turning a 5-second moment into a complete relationship narrative, and viewers should be careful about doing that. The entertainment value came from the awkwardness and unpredictability of the moment, not from proof that anybody's relationship had actually changed. And then came the money. According to circulating clips and reports about the broadcast, Drake handed out major prizes, including $25,000 and a Birkin bag to Jordyn Lucas. Another reported prize involved $25,000 and a trip for Lena The Plug. And perhaps the most outrageous giveaway involved a golf contestant whose mother became part of the conversation. Drake reportedly offered to buy a house for her mother. Think about that for a second. Most dating shows end with someone getting a date. Drake's version apparently ended with people potentially walking away with tens of thousands of dollars, luxury items, and, in one extraordinary case, the possibility of a new home for a family member. That completely changes the psychology of the show, because now the contestants aren't just trying to impress Drake. They're participating in an environment where literally anything can happen. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons clips from the broadcast spread so quickly. But there's another Drake story from the same period that deserves attention because it shows a very different side of the rapper. On August 4th, Drake hosted his annual Strong Women, Stronger Drinks event in Toronto. People reported that the invite-only event at Casa Loma brought together women entrepreneurs and influencers, and that Drake distributed more than $1 million in cash and luxury prizes. 10 attendees reportedly received $50,000 each, while 6 others received $100,000. And one of those $50,000 recipients was Andrea Lewis, Drake's former Degrassi, the Next Generation co-star. Lewis played Hazel Aiden, the character who was romantically connected to Drake's Jimmy Brooks on the show. Years later, their careers went in very different directions. Drake became one of the biggest artists in the world, while Lewis moved deeper into producing and filmmaking. And now, decades after they first appeared together on Degrassi, she was reportedly standing in a room with Drake and receiving $50,000. Lewis described the gift as a real blessing and said she planned to reinvest the money into her creative projects and production team. And honestly, that part of the story is more interesting to me than the dating show drama, because it suggests Drake isn't only interested in giving people viral moments, at least at his Toronto event. There was a clear emphasis on supporting women who are building businesses and creative careers. The event itself was reportedly inspired by a women's networking event Drake attended in 2008. So when you put these stories together, you start to see a pattern. Drake has figured out how to turn generosity into entertainment, and entertainment into cultural conversation. The dating show gets people talking because it's chaotic. The giveaways make people watch because the amounts are enormous. And the Toronto event gives the story a more serious dimension because the money is being positioned as an investment in people. But here's my personal take. I think the most interesting thing about Drake's streaming comeback isn't actually the women, the dating show, or even the money. It's the fact that Drake understands the attention economy better than almost any traditional celebrity. A normal celebrity appearance gives you a few headlines. A Drake livestream can produce dozens of viral clips. One clip becomes a meme. Another becomes a relationship debate. Another becomes a discussion about money. Another becomes a conversation about his music. And suddenly, Drake has managed to dominate the internet without releasing a traditional music video or sitting down for a conventional television interview. That's extremely smart. And there's another advantage. Live streaming allows Drake to control the environment much more than a traditional interview. Instead of a journalist asking him carefully prepared questions, Drake becomes the entertainment. He decides when to joke. He decides when to surprise somebody. He can interact with the audience in real time. And most importantly, the audience doesn't know exactly what is going to happen next. That unpredictability is extremely valuable in today's social media environment. But I also think there's a downside. When celebrities give away huge amounts of money on camera, it can become difficult to distinguish genuine generosity from entertainment strategy. And to be clear, those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive. Drake can genuinely want to help people and understand that giving away $25,000, a Birkin bag, or potentially a house creates incredible content. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If somebody's life improves while millions of people are entertained, there can be value on both sides. The real question is what happens after the cameras stop rolling. Does the money actually help people build something? Does the attention translate into opportunities? Does the generosity continue when there's no live stream attached to it? That's where the difference between a viral stunt and meaningful philanthropy becomes much clearer. And Andrea Lewis' story is particularly interesting because she already had a creative career before receiving that money. She wasn't simply a random person who became famous overnight. She was Drake's former Degrassi co-star and has spent years working in film and television, including through her production company Jungle Wild Productions. People reported that she planned to put the money back into her creative work. That, to me, is one of the most positive aspects of the entire story. Because giving someone $50,000 is nice. Giving someone $50,000 that can potentially help fund their next creative project is something else entirely. And that brings us back to Drake's live stream. Was it ridiculous? Absolutely. Was it awkward at times? Definitely. Was it designed to create viral moments? Almost certainly. But was it effective? Without question. Drake managed to combine music, celebrity culture, internet personalities, dating show chaos, and enormous giveaways into one piece of content. And that's the real lesson here. Drake isn't competing with rappers alone anymore. He's competing with streamers, podcasters, influencers, and every creator fighting for the audience's attention. And by stepping into that world, he's showing that one of the world's biggest musicians is willing to play by the internet's rules. My biggest question now is simple. Was this just a one-night experiment for Stake's anniversary? Or is Drake preparing to make live streaming a much bigger part of his entertainment strategy? Because if he does this again, with even bigger celebrities, bigger prizes, and more unpredictable challenges, the next Drake live stream could become a genuine internet event. And considering what happened this time, I don't think anybody should assume we've seen the craziest version yet. What do you think? Was Drake's 20 verses one dating show brilliant entertainment, excessive celebrity spectacle, or a little bit of both? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more celebrity news, analysis, and the real story behind viral moments, subscribe to the channel.